Which cola icon reigns supreme? Let's talk about that. Hey guys, I'm Brent, and this is Snap Crackle Pop. And today we are talking about two different ad icons, one of which isn't quite considered an ad icon, but would be in their respective universe. We were talking about, of course, the Coca-Cola Bear, which was recently released, as well as also the Nuka Girl Funko Pop that was recently released. Now, obviously Pepsi doesn't necessarily have a icon of itself to battle against the Coke Bear, so I thought, you know, what would be better than doing two different Funko Pops that have a lot in common, and I mean they even use the exact same font. So today we are going to make these two battle in another episode of Pop or Not, the show where we basically try to convince you which pop you should really be going after. Just to start this off, we're going to be taking a detailed look at the box itself. Pretty nice. And the Nuka Girl. Alright. So, now we're going to get into looking at these pops. So let's get right into it. So, now that I got my Coca-Cola hat on, let's take a detailed look at this pop itself. And just like every Snap Crackle Pop video ever, let's take a detailed look at this Funko Pop right now. Now, while we're looking at that, basically, I wanted to check out the backstory for both these pops, the inspiration for these ad icons. Basically what happened was, from what I can see here actually on the Coca-Cola company website, one day in 1992, Ken Stewart was brainstorming ideas that he'd hoped would become a great new Coca-Cola commercial when a four-legged inspiration came barreling into his LA office. His trusty Labrador Retriever Morgan gave him a creative spark that he's been looking for. The brain quickly started to kick in, Stewart recalled. I always thought Morgan looked more like a polar bear. I used to call him Polar Bear Puppy or a baby polar bear. So I thought, wow, a polar bear. Coke. Cold, refreshing, great. I have to tie a polar bear into this somehow. And the rest, they say, is history. The Always Coca-Cola ad known as Northern Lights debuted in February of 1993 during the Academy Award telecast, which was an instant hit among fans around the entire world. So, a little backstory if you didn't know where these wonderful pops were, rather, where these wonderful commercials came from. I love Coca-Cola. I've always been a Coke guy. I mean, it's just a beautiful piece. When I saw that this was going to be releasing, I mean, flocked or not, I had to pick this up. The translucentness of the pop bottle itself, the scarf, I mean, the font actually on both the bottle and the scarf is absolutely amazing. Clearly, we're all thinking it with these pops that, you know, a flocked version of this is going to be absolutely astounding, but being able to add this in my collection so easily, considering how readily available these pops have become, whether it's at GameStop or even at your local Hot Topic where I've seen this a bunch of times, it's absolutely amazing that we're able to actually see these pops show up, you know, on a regular basis. So that was your detailed look at the Coca-Cola Polar Bear. So let's check out Nuka Girl right now. So, got my Nuka-Cola hat on. Let's check out the Nuka Girl now. So here's the pop. She's just on this little bottle cap, so it's a little bit harder for me to actually get around it because she's a little bit top heavy, but that's okay. And let's take a detailed look at her. And just like with the Coca-Cola Bear, a little context. Basically, the Nuka Girl was a promotional character that was made up by the Bethesda game Fallout. Now, basically during Fallout 4 and also basically its expansion Fallout, the Far Harbor, as well as also looking at Nuka World, you know, they show her off a lot more, but she's primarily depicted in posters in a pinup sort of style, seen wielding a thirst zapper water gun with them. Now, it's very awesome to see these, you know, these sort of pops come out. I mean, looking at the pop itself, the coolest thing that I really like about this, realistically, is I love the pose. I love the actual helmet that she has on. The bottle cap that she's actually sitting on is absolutely amazing, which I wish they would have done something similar to, you know, that with the Coca-Cola Bear, maybe him sitting on a bottle cap as well. But overall, I mean, it's a absolutely stunning piece, and I'm very glad to have this actually in our Add Icons collection. But that being said, at this point, we need to make them battle. I'm going to try to convince you why you should be doing this. I'm going to get a little help from myself. So let's absolutely do this. So for me, I absolutely believe that you should be picking up the Coke Bear just due to the fact that, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. As you can see on screen right now, it's completely detailed. The translucentness of the Coke bottle is absolutely well done. It looks like he's actually holding a, you know, an actual Coke. The only thing that I wish that they did a little bit different was that I wish that it wouldn't have came out stock and so readily available. I wish that it wouldn't have been flocked. Everyone's thinking it. I'm thinking it. It you know, it should have came out the first time flocked. But apart from that, you know, obvious sort of, you know, inspection of the pop itself, it's so well done. I mean, we've seen a lot of pops come out recently, such as the Energizer Bunny, even the, looking at different pops, such as Chester Cheetah, both of which don't even look like a pop. They honestly look just like their ad icons, you know, they're on TV. This absolutely looks like a pop, which I like, because, you know, a lot of these pops, such as, you know, Captain Crunch, Big Boy, or even, you know, looking at pops such as, you know, Snap Crackle Pop over there. You know, they look like their characters, but they also look just like their, you know, their counterparts on TV, which is no different with this pop. It's absolutely exquisite in regards to the sort of, I wouldn't say brushwork, but the raised nature of the fur itself. Looking on screen right now, you can get a little bit more of a look as to what I mean. The articulation on the head isn't great. I almost wish they would have done without it because there is quite a seam. But it is one of my favorite pops in my collection. If you are a Coke fan, this is absolutely a pop that you cannot go without. Even if you're not a pop collector, this is an absolute Coca-Cola fan must. If you're not getting it, you're doing yourself a disservice. That's just my 2 digs. And to you, thanks. So, I mean, with this pop, honestly, I think that with the Coke Bear itself, they had to play it a little bit more safe. I mean, honestly, you know, this is a little unfair, I'm not going to lie, but they're both Coke brand. Well, Coke brands, really. If this was a ad icon that we saw on TV and more readily available, you know, for its time period, because Fallout is set in the more 1960s, I mean, there wouldn't be a comparison. I mean, it has so many different dynamics. The posability of it, just the absolute sculpt of this puts it on a completely different level of any other Fallout pop that has came before it or since. Looking at pops like even the Vault Dweller, looking at the Vault Boys, looking at the Power Armor, nothing has came close to this, yet alone any other video game pop. As you guys can see on screen right now, taking a closer look at the sculpt of it, the pose, the thirst zapper that's in her hand, which, going back to what I said earlier with how she is posed, that's that gun. Yet alone that the fact that she is resting on a cap itself, it absolutely makes this pop, stand out. And if I was going to be chasing down a pop, not necessarily going after the hype of ad icons, I would go for this pop. Honestly, just on the sheer difference it is. I mean, I've never seen a pop like this. I mean, we've always had different poses. I mean, pops have been slimming down. They've been doing a lot more poses with them as of late. Nothing has been like this, ever. And I think that's why you need to chase down this pop, is that it's certainly a piece that is going to be an eye catcher on your shelf, wherever you might be. It is one that you have to take out of the box because the box itself doesn't do it justice. I thought it was going to be laying out a lot more instead of it being so compact the way that it is. You need to pick up this pop. It's honestly one of the best ones out there. So, it doesn't really matter what we think. Ultimately, this is the show for you. We've at this point taken a detailed look in both the Coca-Cola Polar Bear as well as Nuka Girl. But I'm excited to hear from you. Last time when we did this, we put Iceman versus Pez Girl one-on-one against each other in the absolute overwhelming numbers came through that 90% of you tracked down Iceman compared to Pez Girl, which honestly was very surprised by. Again, I'm calling on you to cast a vote down below in the comment section. Which pop are you going to be chasing down? Or have you already chased down at this point? Have you chased down the Coke Bear? Or have you already put in your pre-order and picked up the Nuka Girl from your local GameStop? But as always, I look forward to seeing you guys comment down in the comment section below it as to why, and just seeing your general votes. I mean, every single one of you matter, especially when it comes to your opinion on pop or not. So please comment down below which one you like more. But I really do appreciate you guys checking out this show. This has been again Snap Crackle Pop. Until next time, guys, stay safe, keep being awesome. Bye.